people not only in Niger State but also.
Still a chance for Ian Robin. It's
let him shoot. No problem.
Welcome to the Gallery TV News Updates at all. I am Oluwatomi Oberdi. The news headlines. Asuu, Polytechnic lecturers, orders to get 34 billion naira minimum wage adjustment arrears, says federal government. Sanwo-Olu, no going back on June 1st banning of motorcycles in selected local government areas. UK investigators trace 1.5 trillion naira, $9 million looted funds to Nemasa boss Bashir Jamo's account. Buhari appoints Governor Sule member council on digital economy. On business news, CBN raises interest to 13%. On sports, UK government approves bowling's £4,250,000,000 Chelsea takeover. On entertainment, fans celebrate as Wizkid backs 10 edits and nominations. On foreign news, gunman kills 19 at Texas elementary school. Now to the news in details. Asuu, Polytechnic lecturers, orders to get 34 billion naira minimum wage adjustment arrears, says federal government. The federal government had said it would spend about 34 billion naira on the ongoing payments of minimum wage consequential adjustments to education sector workers with effect from 2019. According to the statement by the Federal Ministry of Labour and Employment, the beneficiaries include the members of the striking academic staff union of universities, Asuu, and their counterparts in the polytechnics and colleges of education. The Minister of Labour and Employment, Senator Chris Ngige, discussed this while responding to questions from Labour correspondents in Abuja on the prolonged Asuu strike. According to Ngige, the universities will get 23 billion and 5 million naira, the Polytechnic 6 billion naira, and the colleges of education 4 billion naira, totaling about 34 billion naira. Regarding the Asuu strike, the minister said the committee set up during the last tripartite plus meeting of the government and university-based unions were given a fortnight to turn their reports and they were still working. He added that the reports of the committees were being expected this weekend. Ngige assured Nigerians that there may likely be wage adjustments as the government intensifies efforts to streamline wages through the National Salaries, Incomes and Wages Commission. The minister appealed to Asuu and other university-based unions once more to suspend the strike so that academic activities could resume in public universities across the country. Sanwo-Olu, no going back on June 1st banning of motorcycles in selected local government areas. Lagos State Governor Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu on Tuesday said the state government will go ahead with its proposed ban on motorcycles, known as Okada, on highways and 6 local governments and 9 local council development areas, LCDAs, from June 1st to this year. He said security services and Lagos State governments are on the same page in respect to banning of motorcycles in the selected areas of the state, and therefore they will be going ahead with the plans. Governor Sanwo-Olu spoke to journalists on Tuesday evening after the state security meeting held at the Lagos House Ikeja, which was added by heads of security services in the state. The governor said his administration, in conjunction with security agencies, will ensure that the security architecture of the state is not compromised in any way, so the Lagos residents will continue to live their lives and do their business without fear or favor. Governor Sanwo-Olu also assured all political parties in the state of adequate security in the ongoing delegates and primary elections ahead of the 2023 general elections. He enjoined that various political parties should approach the Lagos State Police Command to give them adequate security at various venues where they are conducting their various delegates and primary elections for various positions people are vying for. Still on the news, UK investigators trace 1.5 trillion naira, $9 million looted funds to the Nemasa boss Bashir Jamo's personal account. United Kingdom investigators have busted another corruption scandal in the President Muhammadu Buhari-led administration involving the director, Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nemasa, Bashir Jamo, who is Buhari's in-law, where various sums including 1.5 trillion naira and another $9,557,312.50 have been traced to his personal accounts. Shockingly, the Fidelity account is $1,505,890,450.67 has Hamza Ibrahim Jama with BVN number and cell phone number. While the BVN number revealed a different identity, the cell phone linked to the account is linked to the DG of Nimasa Jamo. Further investigations revealed that the 1.5 trillion naira was another few months cleared from the account to avoid investigations on the lodgements of such huge amounts. In a 4-page document titled Due Diligence Report on Bashir Yusuf Jamo, the Director General of Nimasa, the report exposed an lodgement of $9,557,312.50 into Access Bank account 0710814478, also belonging to him. The investigation also exposed other infractions by the agency's boards, which also include award of contracts to companies which he has interest in. The investigation, according to the report, focused on fraud, money laundering, and breach of the Nigerian Code of Conduct Act. The same investigation is stated spans across all the agencies under the Ministry of Transportation, having stated the Nigerian Ports Authority, NPA. Global Investigators, United Kingdom, the investigation agency that signed the report, investigated the bank transactions of Alhaji Jamo, focusing on inflows, credits, and debits on his bank account. It found the transactions record of Bashir Yusuf Jamo showing the payment of $9,557,312.50 into his personal accounts from Central Bank of Nigeria in violation of the Treasury Single Account (CCA). Most baffling is that CBN transferred millions of dollars into the personal account of Bashir Jimo. Records shows the withdrawal of $5,425,200 only by cash withdrawal from Access Bank, Boma Road, Apapa, Lagos. Bashir Yusuf Jamo set up a company, Talent Expies International Limited, to solicit for jobs from Minamasa, being director of a company and awarding contracts to his own company in violation of the Code of Conduct Act Section 3, part of the 3rd schedule of the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, and Code of Conduct for Public Officers involved in procurement, Part 1, Section 57, Subsection 2 of the Procurement Act 27. According to the reports, Bixby Oil Limited has also paid money into his account. Buhari appoints Governor Sule Member Council on Digital Economy. President Muhammadu Buhari has appointed Governor Abdullahi Sule of Nasarawa State as a member of the Presidential Council on Digital Economy and E-Government. This is contained in a statement by Ibrahim Adra, Chief Press Secretary, CPS, to the governor and made available to newsmen on Tuesday in Lafia. According to the CPS, the notice of the appointment is contained in a letter signed by Issa Ipantami, Minister of Communication and Digital Economy. Chief Press Secretary explained that the letter indicated the council was part of efforts to implement the National Digital Economy Policy, NDEPS, and the Nigerian E-Government Master Plan, NEGMP. The CPS added that the minister described Nasarawa State as critical to the success of Nigeria's digital economic agenda. Governor Abdullahi Sule and other members of the council are to be inaugurated by the president on a date to be communicated. Now on business news. CBN raises interest to 13%. The Central Bank of Nigeria on Tuesday raised the interest rate to 13% for the first time in 2 years. The interest rate was raised from 11.5% to 13.5%. The CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele announced this on Tuesday while addressing the reporters after the Monetary Policy Committee meeting in Abuja. Justifying the raise, Emefiele said the MPC is aggressive, there will be increments in inflation. To prevent the looming inflation, he said the MPC has to increase the monetary policy rate by 150 basis points. Meanwhile, the nation's Apex Bank retained the asymmetric corridor around the MPR at plus 100 over minus 700 basis points. Cash reserve ratio at 27.4% and liquidity ratio at 30%. He added after carefully reviewing developments in the 2 months and outlook of growth in the domestic and global economy as well as downside of each policy. It is clear and compelling that tackling inflation is more urgent in sequence of policy objectives. MPC urged the CBN to double its efforts at supporting the priority growth-enhancing sectors of the economy. It urged the federal government to do more to provide a safe and secure environment for economic activities to stimulate growth. On sports, UK government approves bowling's £4,250,000,000 Chelsea takeover. The UK government said Wednesday it had given the green light to Todd Boehly's proposed takeover of Chelsea Football Club from the sanctioned Russian oligarch Roman Abramovich. Secretary of State for Digital, Culture and Media and Sports, Nadine Dorries, said she had issued a license permitting the deal late on Tuesday, shortly after it won approval from the Premier League. A consortium led by Boehly, a co-founder of Los Angeles Dodgers, had already agreed a record of £4,250,000,000 due to buy Premier League club from Abramovich on May 7th. The Premier League said its approval aged on the government sale license and satisfactory completion of the final stages of the transaction. Officials wanted everything completed on Tuesday so Chelsea could meet all registration deadlines for the next season's football competitions. Abramovich put Chelsea on the market in early March just before it was sanctioned by the British government following Russia's invasion of Ukraine. Completing the purchase has been a lengthy process due to government concerns over the potential for Abramovich to profit from the sale. The total value of the deal smashes the previous record for the sale of a sports team, $2,004,000,000 for the New York Mets baseball franchise in 2020. On entertainment, fans celebrate as Wizkid backs Dan Eddie's nominations. Grammy-winning Nigerian singer Ayo Balogun, popularly known as Wizkid, has topped the 2022 Eddie's list with 10 nominations. The organizers announced the full list of the nominations on Tuesday, and Wizkid backed nominations in Male Artist of the Year, African Artist of the Year, Song of the Year, Best Music Video, and Best Collaboration categories. Wizkid also appeared in other categories like Best Recording, Best R&B Single, Best Afrobeat Album, Album of the Year, and Viewer's Choice. Fans have taken to Twitter to celebrate the Essence crooner on his groundbreaking feat. Another singer who raked in multiple nominations was Mavis record Arrears star. The forthcoming award ceremony set to hold in the United States, adding its nominations list some first-timers like Portable, Magix, and other fast-rising artists. Lastly, in foreign news, gunman kills 9 at Texas elementary school. A teenage gunman killed at least 19 young children and 2 teachers at an elementary school in Texas on Tuesday, prompting a furious President Joe Biden to denounce the U.S. gun lobby and vow to end the nation's cycle of mass shootings. The attack on Uvalde, a small community about an hour from the Mexican border, was the deadliest U.S. school shooting in years and the latest in a spree of bloody gun violence across America. Texas Governor Greg Abbott, addressing an earlier news conference, named the suspect as Salvador Ramos, an 18-year-old local resident and a U.S. citizen. He shot and killed horrifically and incomprehensibly. Texas Department of Public Safety officials told CNN the government is believed to have shot his grandmother before heading to Robb Elementary School around noon, where he abandoned his vehicle and entered with a handgun and a rifle, wearing body armor. The gunman was killed by responding officers, and the officers said, adding later 2 teachers also died in the attack. More than a dozen children were also wounded in the attack at the school, which teaches more than 500 mostly Hispanic and economically disadvantaged students. Uvalde Memorial Hospital said on Facebook it had received 13 children, while University Health Hospital in San Antonio said on Twitter it had received a 66-year-old woman and a 10-year-old girl both in critical condition, and 2 other girls aged 9 and 10. At least 1 Border Patrol agent responding to the incident was wounded in an exchange of gunfire with the shooter. Department of Homeland Security spokeswoman Masha Espinosa tweeted, "It was the deadliest such incident since the 2012 Sandy Hook shooting in Connecticut, which 20 children and 6 staff were killed." The White House ordered flags to be flown at half-mast in mourning for the victims, whose death sent a wave of shock through a country still scarred by the horror of Sandy Hook. Ted Cruz, a pro-gun Republican senator from Texas, tweeted that he and his wife had visited up in prayer the children and families in the horrific shooting in Uvalde. The deadly assault in Texas follows a series of mass shootings in the United States this month. On May 14th, an 18-year-old man shot 10 people dead at Buffalo, New York grocery store. The following day, a man blocked the door of a church in Laguna Woods, California, and opened fire on his Taiwanese American congregation, killing 1 person and wounding 5. Despite recording mass casualty shootings, multiple initiatives to reform gun regulations have failed in the U.S. Congress, leaving states and local councils to threaten or weaken their own restrictions. The United States suffered 19,350 firearms homicides in 2020, up nearly 35% compared to 2019. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention said in its latest data. That is it on the news update at 12. I am Oluwatomi Oberdi. Do follow us for more updates on all our social media platforms at D Gallery TV. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
The life of people not only in Niger State, but also
Still a chance for Arrears, Robin. It's
Let him shoot, let him shoot. Run!
Fever in Taraba due to lack of specific dialysis machine.
Proposed by the federal government to finance deficit in the 2021 budget by April.